a gallon for regular. $4.55 a gallon. And super, $4.75 a gallon. My. Skyrockets today. Yesterday it was $3.99. That's right. My oh my. And really? Okay, I'm in Florida, Fort Walton, Florida today. What state are you in? Let's see. Oregon. Right on. I had a good friend from Oregon. Look at that, Tom Thumb, $40. Dude. Yeah, I'm working on a lot of different projects. I got on Etsy, and that is really strange. They suspended my account. Don't know why. And they never sent an email. And then they put another notice on my account. Today, it says, you'll see the reason in your email, and there's still no email, not my spam box, nothing. So Etsy is really slow anyway. $5 a gallon for ethanol-free high test today. Holy hell. I am so sorry. Well, guess what? I figured it would go to 7, but they were talking yesterday it's going to go to 10. You know what's going to happen when it goes to 10? Nobody's driving. I was just talking to a guy who goes, I'll get a horse before it goes to 10. I'm like, you aren't lying. Do you believe that? I mean, it's just nuts. Purely nuts. So, yeah. I just don't know. Messy. But, yeah, it's going to affect so much, unfortunately. DoorDash, everything. 20 cents a gallon more. Oh, no. Diesel. The other day, diesel was so high. And, we're already having trouble getting tractor-trailer drivers. And you know what happens when that diesel starts going up? The companies don't want to run. Which will affect what's in our stores. Which will make the internet better, but the post office just keeps raising the price without getting authorization. And they're going to be forced to. Now, FedEx is already adding gas into their shipping prices as of a month ago. So they'll even get higher. Because when you look for the price of it to ship an item, it'll say fuel and shipping rate and all that kind of crap. But they add fuel in. Yep. So it's just messy. It's so sad. If Biden wouldn't have shut down our pipeline, I had a lot of friends lost really high-paying jobs. I got a friend of mine that pays over $1 million a year just in taxes. Here and have watched the prices of jet fuel. That's a thought. If jet fuel goes up, then they're not going to fly planes. And then guess what happens? The airlines will bankrupt out, and the United States government will pay their way. Right. Just like they were doing in the pandemic. They took the airlines first before they took small business. So all that PPP and all that other junk went to all the big dudes. And all the small people end up losing their businesses. Not to mention people that lost their houses for people not paying rent. Airlines is ridiculous expensive. I remember flying to San Francisco and it was like $60. And it was like $40 to take a Greyhound. Yeah. They were all real close together in price. And that's in California. But from Santa Monica to San Francisco. But, I was going to take, and when one of my Cadillacs got totaled by Santa Sleigh and the 8 Tiny Reindeer, my daughter and I said, we should just fly down to Tampa because that's the best price cars. And then, fly back. And when I looked at the price of the flights, they wanted like $800 a person. Well, there aren't many Greyhound stations. They're in the South. They're putting them in Flying J truck stops, and they'll have a little booth there. But like the Greyhound station here, it folded, and the guy posted the property. Everything kept stopping there anyway, and they finally made a restaurant out of it. I think he sold it or he opened a restaurant there, so it's called the Greyhound. But the Greyhounds can't park there anymore. They built a big giant patio so they can't get the bus in there, because they still parked there for a couple years after it was shut down. But yeah, now downtown LA Greyhound, now there's a scary place in California. Downtown Los Angeles Greyhound station, that's really scary. I didn't see the Greyhound buses on the highway, hardly ever. Yeah, they ran a lot out this way, but in the South and stuff, it's hours and hours of ride. My daughter's dad took a Greyhound from Memphis, Tennessee to um, Alabama, to Lower Alabama, 6 hours to get LA on the Greyhound. And it took like 5 days. And then they left him in Atlanta for like 4 hours in the dark on a corner. On a corner with his luggage. That was really creepy. Yeah, so I don't know, but this is getting awfully strange. Biden better do something in a hurry. My buddy that used to hire guys to go work on the oil rigs out in the ocean, this guy's out of NOLA, NOLA Tom. This guy paid over $1 million on his taxes for the money he was making, and he recruited guys to come down, and then they would put him out on the boats and go out on those oil rigs and stuff. And then the pandemic hit, and they shut everything down, and then he had no job, and he kept talking about retiring and everything, but he didn't want to retire that early, so he was forced out of work. And I've got a lot of friends that work oil and petroleum technology, and they're not working. But we just now are getting the tractor trailers running out this way. I mean, Dollar General hadn't had cold food in 3 months. And just, 2 weeks ago, the whole freezer and refrigerator system is full. And hadn't seen it at all like that. It was always empty. The whole thing was empty. And so now that means that they're not going to have any. And that's at Dollar Tree, which is not $1 anymore. It's now $1.25. The U.S. pretty much stopped petroleum products during the pandemic. Right. But you know what the thing is? That, we really need the U.S.-born petroleum badly, so we don't have to rely on anybody else. But check this out. They're not going to stop taking fuel, they said, from Russia, but they're stopping everything else from Russia. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? So, Ukraine's bad. They just hit maternity ward, blew it up. Oh, what a mess. Horrible. Just horrible. But, the dude wants to take over all the countries next to him, so he's just going to keep blowing crap up. EPA standards, yeah. And then you know what'll happen? The United States will ship them millions of dollars to rebuild. Yeah, well, we're over here suffering at $4.15 a gallon gas. At crap gets to 10, we're in a world of hurt. People just aren't going to work. They will not go to work. My lady is from Ukraine. I hear all about it. Oh, jeez. My dad used to date a girl from Ukraine. It was real nice. In California, she was a dermatologist at UCLA for years, and then opened her own clinic. Her name was Jerry Kurz, Kurz. Nice lady. But, what a mess. I can't believe we're already in war. I thought these people got over this crap. Especially when they go tear all that crap up and then they pay to fix it. Why bother? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That's like beating the crap out of somebody and paying their medical bills. You know? But, yeah, jeez, I don't know. Is she? Is she over there? Right now? Is she over in the Ukraine right now? Because that would be absolutely terrible. Citizen of the USA now. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Fantastic. That's a blessing. Whew. I was going to say, man, you need to get her the hell out of there. Uh, I saw a quick thing this morning about one of the countries is rescuing all the people in Ukraine. That is awesome. She came here seeking asylum. Oh, really? Wow. Well, it's a blessing to have her here. Poland is doing a lot. Yeah, that's awesome. It's just a shame. But see, the dude will probably go strike Poland too. Especially with them helping them. They're saying guy's a war criminal at this point, but good luck. They'll send our troops over and 3/4 of them get killed till they do something. It'd be so pitiful. I'm just wondering if they sent a lot of our people out from Florida because we have a lot of military bases around here. They probably already have. Russia is hitting civilians. It looks like a test site over there. It's sickening. It's just, they're hitting like the strangest places, like hospitals and downtown and just weird places. Just like picket spots. I mean, that's just not even nice. What's so sad is the people, the Russians and the Ukrainians, are not doing it. You know what I mean? And it affects those poor people who are not even involved. Go to the Black Dragon Biker TV. Ah, I see. It's just a shame. But, Russia's always been ready to nail us. So, you know what I mean? They've always talked about that, especially with the spies that have left from here and gone over there and fed them info and all that. They've always wanted to nail us. And I mean, they're atomic and radioactive and everything, so, they may come after us because we have the most money, and, they'll just send all our money over there while we're here sitting here suffering with $1 million gas. It's like Biden wants everybody to have electric cars. He already said he was going to make it a law in a couple years, but guess what? The average Joe can't afford a damn electric car, not even a used one. And they are so expensive to maintain. They don't really have the bugs out on that deal yet. But, just to buy battery replacements for them and stuff, or to have them serviced, is gross expensive. Not counting the cost to purchase one. So, yeah, it is just unreal. So, we just have to keep all those folks in our prayers and hope that people would jump in there and try to help people. The women over in Ukraine, they are getting their kids safe first and returning to fight. Is that why all those children are in those homes? Because I saw something about that the other day where they had a whole bunch of children that were running away from the war, and they were little bitty kids. And I'm like, they just like literally ran without their parents? So maybe that's what that is. Where the parents dropped them off and ran back into it. It's so pitiful. It is just so pitiful. And if you don't do anything, just keep blowing everybody away. So sad. And so we don't get all our fuel from Russia. But Biden bans everything else but the fuel. And then PayPal is knocked out Russia and then apparently also Ukraine. So there's sellers on the Etsy that can't even operate because they have to go through PayPal. And United States sellers can't use PayPal. Just certain countries can use PayPal with Etsy. So I felt really bad. And then you get sellers that are posting stuff like, please don't be mad at us because we're at war. We only get 8% of our oil from Russia. Isn't that pitiful? You know, he should just shut it all off. All he's going to do is give them money. As long as he buys fuel for them, it's just giving them money. I would just shut him off. Completely. But, you know, Biden's retarded. I don't know. What a mess. Just a mess. But I couldn't believe it. I just about passed out when I looked at the gas pump. It's $4.15 today. I was like, no. So better keep your tank full and top it off every time you drive around the corner and just make sure it stays full because, you know, I figured it would get to 7, but the word yesterday is it's going to go to $10 a gallon. But when it gets $10 a gallon, let me tell you, the world will stop. The Ukraine, I am all for helping them. They didn't do anything to deserve it. No, they didn't. That's just vicious, inhumane cruelty. I feel so bad for those people. I mean, it's just like me and you. What if they started a freaking war? Like, I'm not in all that. Back in 08, gasoline was $6 out here. Oh, Jesus. In Oregon? Mother God. In 08, freaking gas was $1.66 in Alabama and Florida. And $1.45 in NOLA. Yeah. Man. Nuts, just nuts. Nuts. Yeah, I remember at a point in the early 2000s, I think it was about 2003, that gas was like $5.50 a gallon in Georgia. Because we went to our Georgia house and it was high as fire out at Helen, Georgia. And I'm like, and my husband was like going, I said, the gas is gross. And he's like, well, all we have to do is stop buying it and the price will go down. I mean, this is going to affect a lot. I mean, the medical industry, doctors. If the gas gets insane, doctors can't even go to work. You know? But, I mean, the lower class and the middle class, no gas. Boondockers, no gas. On the west coast into the southwest. Yeah, I normally travel all over states to work, and it's different prices all over the states, but Alabama, down in NOLA, are really cheap. Tampa's real high right now. I think it's at $4.50 a gallon in Tampa, Florida. And that was like yesterday. And then my brother the other day had told me that it was like $7 a gallon in California, but it's probably higher now. It's probably close to $10 a gallon in California. But it's going to create a huge problem. Not only will we not be able to get, you know, trucker loads, and stores will not be stocked. Online sales will skyrocket. Take a look at this. I have to spend a little extra time. Yeah. I think online sales are really going to skyrocket now. Because people can't even afford to drive to the store. I wanted to go get an oil filter for my car. I think I'll wait till tomorrow. Or I can do everything all at one time. Because this is insane. Hauling prices will go up. Yeah. You know what? I called some movers to move me from Florida to California the other day. And they wanted $14,000. Yeah. And I was like, and that's like for 300 boxes and no furniture. Yeah. I was like, no, I could do it in 2 trips if I have to, but, you know, um, yeah. No, 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 no. And my brother's like, drive your car out. I'm like, I'll put it on an auto transport. Hell, you can't drive the car out now. There's no way. That's 2,100 miles basically, something like that. And this freaking car gets about 9 in the city and 12 on the highway. It's cheaper to ship cars. Yeah, if they take care of it. A friend of mine, Video Bob on YouTube, had a car shipped from where was it? Mississippi, I think. And it was just an old car, an older car he bought, on the internet from a guy, and had it shipped from Mississippi to Vegas. And it was like 300 to ship it, and they dented it all up. Yeah. And he videotaped them when they got there too, and he had videotaped the car before it went on the hauler. But yeah, I don't know. The haulers are going to get more expensive. If fuel's going to get high, especially if they're diesel, because diesel's really high right now. I don't know what it is tonight, but yesterday it was really, really high. It was way over regular gasoline. So, like I say, if you got anything to sell on the internet, better get on there. Man, that's telling me a lot. If they're an insured hauler, the damage should have been covered. Oh, he's still playing with that game. If you go over on his channel, it's called Video Bob. He's still playing with that game. He's pretty pissed. And they were like, oh, it's an old car. And he's like, I had insurance. You guys have hauling insurance. You're supposed to pay for it. But, yeah, they didn't tie a truck down right in the it was kind of like on top of his car. And the hitch kept dipping on the bonnet of that car. And it really messed it up. Man, oh man, you guys. Yep, internet's going to scream. As long as this fuel keeps going up, it's going to scream. If it hits 7 or 10 over here, it's going to be only the internet. People aren't even going to go to the store. And I bet stores will be shutting down because they can't operate because no one's going to work. I mean, you can ride bicycles here and roller skates and stuff, and most stuff's pretty close by, but the people that travel from the other cities were 30 and 40 miles. What kind of sewing machines do I use? Only Singer. Only Singer. And I used to have like 42 machines and a big straight liner. But I had got a straight liner that I actually sewed on in a factory, which was stolen just not long ago here in storages. It's called a high step machine. It's what women like to use for quilting, but it'll sew leather and everything. Yeah, Singer rocks. Yeah, my dad's got one laying around somewhere that he told me I could have, but nobody can find it. And we used it for the sails on the sailboats at the sailing school. I went out there one year to repair a bunch of sails for him, like 40 of them. It's like, well, you're here. And I'm like, I don't sew sails. But I learned a lot. I learned how to do it, and we were cranking along and got them all fixed. But no one knows where that machine is now, unfortunately, because he told me I could have it. And I would have loved to have it because it would have been perfect, because it was a zigzagger and mine was straight liner. Only drawback to the old Singer industrial machines is getting parts. Not really. You can get them on the internet. And then there's a ATL, Atlanta Thread Company, in Atlanta, Georgia, and they do new and used stuff. And they also do thread and some other stuff. You can get a lot of stuff. But, yeah, I did. Now my machine, most of my parts for my sewing machine come out of auto parts store. Yeah, I got my industrial. I got most of my stuff out of the auto parts store. We owned our own Napa store, and the drive belt alone it was just a drive belt like you use on a car. So I just took the one in and matched it up, and then laid it on my machine. But uh, the Singer's the very best. I don't care what kind you use, but the homemaker Singers, you have to watch it with them. If you're gonna buy a homemaker Singer, you've got to see what size motor it is and get the one with the biggest motor, because they'll last the longest if you see how big the motor is. The biggest problem with Brother is the motors aren't big enough, and I've burned so many Brothers up. And I had a big computerized, two the computerized ones too. I don't like FAF. I don't like any of that. There's another one that has another weird name too, the Lalona or whatever it's called. I don't like it either. I just like Singer. I just Singer just it's the only machine I can't burn up really. I burn a couple of the light duty ones up, but of homemaker ones, but the more heavy duty ones, they stay with me. I've got one that's 15 years old right now. I don't like Brother. The motors are too small. I burn them up like in less than 4 weeks. So they're zero use to me. And I've had 2 or 3 of the computered ones, and every one of those broke. There's something about a fixer told me with those Brother machines that they have to be maintained every single time you sew on them. And I said, well, screw that. I'm not breaking it down and greasing it and cleaning it every time I get finished sewing. I don't have time for all that. You know? So they just throw sparks and they croak. Yep. But I tried every Brother there was one year. And they were all trash. And they come out with the first computerized one with all the fancy stitches. And I did 3 of those. And I burned every one of them up. They're trash. I don't know clutch motors, and I haven't been impressed with other motors. Let me tell you where you can get a lot of motors for machines. Printing equipment. A lot of printing equipment uses the same motors as sewing machines. Why do I know this? Because my cousin used to come over when I had about 50 machines that from a factory that closed down. And he said, you got any motors on those machines? And I was like, yeah. He says, man, I need them bad. I said, for what? You don't sew. He said, I need them for my printing machines. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, I can't get them. I said, but it's the same motor that's in those sewing machines. I said, well, take as many as you like. So he took a bunch of them, just unscrewed that, and I just parted out the rest. Parted out some, paired them together. Yeah. So that's another option. You know, unless you can find a guy online or something that does sewing machine repair, and try to get parts from him. There is a guy on YouTube that does that, and you can get parts from him. He rebuilds all kinds of home equipment. Here's a guy coming with a big boom box to screw up the monetization. Oh, and he's coming right here. I guess I'll have to roll. But yeah, I did a little bit of sewing last week. I've got a whole bunch more to do. But I was listing jewelry today. I was duping my ads. I had to run 2 pages on a computer at once. Page off of Etsy and then a page off of eBay, and trying to roll my ads over into the other, you know, duping them off. And so I've been doing jewelry today because jewelry's selling really well on eBay right now. And but man, that means the internet's gonna scream. It is absolutely gonna scream. So I don't know why this guy's got his brights on, man. I didn't go to the library today and get a book. So I don't have anything to read in the car. I do my own repairs. I do most of mine too. And on my cars. But, I cannot see for the life of me. But, You know, if you have a really good machine, you don't have to worry about repairing it too much. Those big old industrial machines, man, they're just, you could drop them off the top of the building and do much damage at all. Because they're built so nicely. They're so worth the money. And I'll tell you what, when I got my straight liner, I had a choice of buying a car or a machine. And I bought the machine. $5,000 machine. And everybody said, why in the hell did you do that? I said, because I can buy a brand new car in 3 months with this machine. That's why I did that. And I was right. I was in Cadillac, Memphis. Boom, boom. Picked up a new Caddy. I was doing a lot of long gallons back then. Let's see, Sevco, $409 and $499. $499 on diesel. $409 Sevco. I just paid $415 over here at Tom Thumb, you crooks. No lie. I don't have to do much on my machines except for maintain them. Yeah, they're sweet. You just like have a quart of oil and you just like pour it down there like a glass of milk. They are so nice. I love an industrial machine. Plus, you know, the best part about them is the table. You have all this room, you know, to lay your stuff down and sew it. It is so nice. Especially working something big. You know, if you're doing like a car cover, repairing that or something. They're really nice. Yep. This has got to be a tourist behind me that's got to tailgate me at 25 miles an hour. Because they're retarded. They'll get up here and then they'll realize that this is a left-hand turn lane only. And they'll go, oh. Yeah, messy. Hit the oil points after every other bobbin. Really? You must be doing some serious sewing. You're not making clothes. What you making? Like boat covers? Or awnings? Because that's like a lot of oiling all the time. Upholstery, medium, and heavy material. Right on. You know, I was gonna reupholster one of my cars. Well, I did one years ago, but it was like in satins and stuff like that. But I wanted to do some leather work. And let me tell you what, I give it to you guys. Because you really got to have that walker machine. That really helps. And yeah. And then the hog rings and the hog pliers and all that other mess. This guy must be in a big hurry. You just go right ahead. You can have that ticket, especially when I'm driving to a ghost town over here where the cops are everywhere. It's all on you, man. But yeah, it just costs too much to get all that stuff unless you're doing it. Is walking for it. Yeah, they got one you can buy for a homemaker machine, but I don't believe it. I think that's a bunch of bull crap. I think you need the real machine. I really do. I think this is just a bunch of bull. You know. But I was gonna do some replacement pieces on one of my cars, and I started taking this stuff apart, and I'm like, leave it to the pros. Leave it to the pros. And I only do that stuff for me, like headliners, car headliners, and upholstery repairs or whatever, carpet replacement in cars. I only do that for me. I don't do that for other people. I don't want to. I leave it to the pros. Like, people ask me all the time, I'm like, man, go to upholstery person. Because that's what they do. You know? You won't do it? Nope. That's not what I do. So they're actually not bad machines, but they are not fast machines. Oh, really? Well, this sucker was tailgating. I bet they were pissed when I pulled to the right here. Oh, my. guess so. I just don't know. People aren't going to be able to afford anything, you know what? They just aren't. It will be surely pitiful. Really short order. Man, what a day. So, this place is kind of busy. It should be closed by now, though. Yeah, so how are you been doing lately? Other than sweating the small stuff like the rest of us. We don't like to sweat the small stuff, but now we got to. Gas gonna cook us. I didn't think it was gonna really get that high that quick. In one day, it raised 2 times in one day last week. I was freaking out. I was like, no. But now, Sefco will always try to beat Tom Thumb. That's the one thing about it. They'll purposely build a gas station right next to them. Been busy finally getting carpal tunnel surgery. Boy, be careful with that. My adopted mom had that done, and she regretted it all her life on one hand. She said that she lost all the strength in the one hand, and it was always swelling up. Now, I got a friend of mine in Tampa, BB, on BB's Adventures, that just had her surgery and then got in a wreck right after that, so I don't know how good the surgery was after that. I haven't asked her about that. I just thought about that. And she had both hands done. And, I hope they've improved it, you know. I have that when I used to do hair. I had trouble holding on to scissors and combs and junk, and I was dropping stuff. That's another reason why I quit doing hair, because people go, you nervous? And it's like, no, I'm not nervous. It's just my hands just don't want to hold stuff. So, but, yeah. This is going to be unreal, man. Really. I can't believe it. And I don't think it's going to be a short-term deal. I think it may last for a little while. Might be as bad as the pandemic. It's sure going to screw people up. Well, bicycle sales, roller skates, what else? Skateboards, those, I guess those will be hot items now. You know, I know Walmart was selling the devil out of bicycles during the pandemic and exercise equipment. You couldn't even find any, you know. And, I guess it's going to get like that again. If you need any of those items, you better be getting them now. It's to the point where I can't sew or ride a motorcycle. No! No way! To the point I can't sew or ride a motorcycle, so I'm pretty excited about the surgery. Oh yeah, I guess not. Yeah, you can't hold on to ride the bike. Bummer. Wow, I didn't think about that. Wow. Yeah, that's really rough. How long did it take you to figure out that you had that instead of just kind of arthritis or something? Or have you known it for a long time and just haven't done the surgery? The surgery is supposed to be pretty simple. They're supposed to go in there and they clip this thing that's suffocating your wrist. Like it's a little rubber band or something. And they clip that out. And then it's supposed to free it all up. I don't know. I don't know if they still do it like that anymore. But that's what Mom Layton had told me, how they did hers. She said, just go in there and do a little thing there. Cut that little thing out that's suffocating it. And Then it's supposed to work better, but her hand kept swelling up, and it looked bad. It looked really bad. It really swelled up. But that could be because she drank beer every day. Um, the alcohol may have messed it up. But uh, yeah. So how long did you know about that? For years, but couldn't get it done yet. I bet it's cheaper to have the surgery now. Or unless you got insurance, babe. My brother's going through routine with insurance, man. It's like having no insurance at all. It's good. The bills are just unreal. I think has already exceeded about 100K in bills so far in a very short period of time. $4.15 a gallon. I can't believe I just paid that. And then I took like all the cash I had because I got scared when I pulled up and saw it at $4.15. I said, man, I better just take a handful of money and put as much gas as I can in. They're finally able to do with insurance. Oh, yes! Excellent. Totally excellent. That is excellent. What good news. Well, I hope it works out good for you. How long is it going to take you to recover from that? Is it like a month or 3 months or what did they promise to you on that? Are you doing one hand or both? I think they said 3 weeks. Really? Sweet deal. Yeah, Baby did it, and she wore these special gloves. She wore them left hand first. Really, she wore the special gloves before and after. It looked like golfing gloves, with fingers cut out of them, kind of thing. Um, but she was in a lot of pain after too. But I can't remember if she did one hand and then the other, or she did both. I don't remember how that went. It's on her YouTube channel. She did vlogs on it and stuff. Baby's Adventures. They never mentioned gloves. Well, now she might have been just doing that on her own. I don't know. But they did. Her and her guy did all their surgeries in the last year here in the Tampa area of Florida. But she had these little black gloves that she was wearing so she could drive and stuff, and she's kept them on. I don't know if they were like to reduce the swelling or she just did that on her own or what. Yeah. BB's Adventures. And her name is Bonnie Berger, and she's got glasses and she used to have the neatest hair, really long hair. It was like Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm hair, really cute. And then she's cut it off and whacked it off and whacked it off, and she got it really short this year. Ugh. And then she found out that her skin, she's allergic to the sun or something, so now she's growing it back out. So it's about shoulder length, light red curly hair. They do DoorDash vlogs and all kinds of stuff. And they're a member of my channel. They're a sub of my channel. And they're personal friends of mine, actually. She did the hand surgery just this year, and then they got in a car wreck. Well, they were in a car wreck before that, and then a car wreck right after that. Actually, the surgery was really, really fresh when they got in one car wreck. I think it was just a week or two old, and he was driving, and it was really scary. I freaked out. I was just in tears because they did a vlog of the car, and we rode in the car. My daughter and I rode in that car when we were in Tampa. And he was always building on it and stuff. And he knows how to build all those show cars and stuff. But my hair is past my shoulders. My lady, her hair is past her waist now. Yeah, mine's down to my butt. But Yeah. So, well, BB looked great when her hair was really long. And then she kept whacking on it, going to super chop. Ugh. But she's starting to let it go back now, at least shoulder length. She looked really good though with that long hair though. It made her look so young too. That's where Dawn Garland is. Yeah, Tampa's fun. I've worked there for like 2 or 3 years straight, going back and forth from Georgia, and I'd sew up a bunch of stuff and then run it down there. And man, I love the people and stuff down there. They have a terrible heroin problem though there. Heroin is a big thing, but the shopping's fabulous. The traffic's not too bad. The beach bites. The beach is too gritty and rocky. At least the ones I went to. And then, but the people are very, very nice there. It's, really clean. I didn't, you know, see a lot of theft or craziness or anything. It's a nice area. Really nice. In fact, I hit the lottery the last time the time before I was down there. I guess that's always a good sign. But neat place though. It's really interesting how long hair makes a lady look good here. Yeah, I guess. I grew mine long because they had given me a chemical that made my hair fall out. That was from my skin, and my hair was just falling out so much. It was like my whole ponytail was the size of my thumb, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna let my hair grow, and so then it would look like I had hair. Needless to say, I stopped taking that chemical. I complained to the doctors and pharmacists. Nobody would do anything. So I just stopped taking it. And I haven't been to Florida. Got a relative in Perry. Yeah, I've been in Perry. Yep. But Florida is nice. It's way cheaper than where you're living. Man. And the gas is cheaper too. But yeah, those rents out there, California, Oregon, Arizona, the rents are insane. Even Texas rent is comparable to California. Yeah, I've known people that lived out there. You know anybody by the name of Rick Krasinski in Oregon? He's been out there forever. I think he had one of the first weed farms out there. Well, he's still around. Rick Yak, they call him. He's Polish. Rick Krasinski. Nope. But it's pretty area and stuff, just like Colorado, but so expensive. I hope you own your own place. Because if you got to rent, you're in bad shape. You know? But, well, that'll be good if you get that surgery and heal pretty quickly so you can work. Because you've got a really, really good business. And you're doing upholstery and stuff like that. And if you could get into boat covers, that's good money right there. Now, boating may get real good. Sailboating. That may jump up a bit. Since fuel. I feel sorry for the RV people. Woohoo! Man! Especially if they're on a trip right now. I saw a rental RV the other day in Destin. And, yeah, not good. Not with this fuel. Man. And I mean, I put $20 in my car the other day and only had a little over a quarter tank. I was like, no. So, I'll bet I don't even have a full tank right now. I might. And I just fixed my lights and the flipping light went out on this side. I can't hardly see it. It looks like I might have 3/4 of a tank. Well, that's a royal bummer. Not much gas. Not much gas for $40. And I had over a quarter tank. I think I had Uh, thought I had about half that. I do mostly patch and mend work on loggers, construction workers. Oh, really? Wow. I made some good money repairing police vests, the Kevlar. I did that for a minute. And they pay really good for that. But, yeah. Well, that ought to be good if you get that surgery that you can, get back to work. That would be so awesome. Replace zippers, buttons. Oh my gosh. Oh, you do it on jeans? Oh, people used to always tell me that. Can you put a zipper in my Levi's? I'm like, no. Like, you go to the dry cleaners. Even though my straight liner machine would handle it. My straight liner machine could sew leather too. But it wasn't a leather machine, it's a high stepper. Which is for quilters, but it's designed for sewing lots of layers. And I'm still working. No, you would not. Ugh. I mean, your only other option is to try to use dim sew. But then the problem is you have to be careful what you touch because it'll absorb through your skin, and if it's a chemical, it can kill you. If you use bleach or something, it'll come through your skin so fast. Long arm patcher machine, they go everywhere. Ah! Whoa. Well, you're in a good business, that's for sure. You're in a very good business. So, yeah, I knew a girl that wanted to start doing stripper costumes and wanted to do everything in leather and all that. And I said no. I said you have to have a special machine for it, and no. And leather was very short-lived. It was very, very short-lived. The problem with leather was, everybody went crazy over it. With people making dresses out of them and all that, and waffle-looking outfits. You do leather. The smaller stuff is really good right now. It's doing real good, especially the S&M looking crap. That stuff sells really good. And on the internet, but yeah, and so she was gonna do all this leather was her big dream. I won't do what you do, but I'm gonna do leather. I said, well, good luck to you, but it's not gonna last long. I said, I think it's a really poor investment, and the machine is gross expensive. And she didn't believe me. And the problem with leather was on stage is it picks up sweat and stuff. It's high demand right now. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't believe some of the weird creepy stuff I saw on the internet for sale, and they're selling it for just whatever price. And I'm like, man, that's some weird stuff. But I mean even chokers. Little leather chokers with some rivets in them, like $60. It's like, what? But yeah, so, she, I told her, I said, don't do it. That leather, when you go on stage and you sweat in it, then it smells like old dead cow. And then you gotta have somebody who handles leather and knows how to clean it and everything, so that you can have it cleaned every time you go to work, because otherwise you wear it again, you smell like body odor. People who come to me, you wouldn't even think that's their cup of tea. You aren't lying. Some serious kink masters, man. Real serious kink masters. Yeah. I had a fiance one time that's like going, hey, I'm going to get you some of these, show me a picture. And it was like some cuffs and chains and some weird crap. And I went, no. And he said, oh, come on, I think that's so neat. It's just in fun. I said, no. He said, well, how about some, like, rabbit furry ones? And I'm like, no. And, I got another friend of mine that I never dated. We used to work together for years. And he was a DJ and went to be a manager. And I'm not going to say any names because he's still around, but he'd call me. And then somehow or another, I think he thought he was texting somebody else. And he was sending me all these pictures through the phone while he was talking to me and stuff, and say, look, I just set this up and all that. And man, The inside of his apartment was like wires hanging from the ceiling and all kinds of weird stuff. Leather products and wash with glycerin and saddle soap. That's what the loggers use. Oh, really? Yeah, well, see, a dancer's not going to do that. They just throw it in their locker and wear it again. And that stuff reek. So that's why leather went off stage for showgirls, because it just, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's better to stick them leather look and they can wash that in the sink. But yeah, uh, yeah, this guy, he sent me all these weird messages, and it was like he had all these wires like at the ceiling and the walls and pulleys and stuff. Yeah, that leather look, that's what I was doing everything in, was leather look, LL. So you could wash it and you could pretty much sew it. I sewed a ton of it on my straight liner, the heavy, really, really good LL. As a matter of fact, I used to go buy upholstery fabric to do it in. Because the stuff would just last forever. I used to do chaps and all that, and I had a real Indian design my chaps, and I still got the patterns. And I sold so many of them. I loved making them. They were great fun to make, and they looked so good, and they're washable. You just lay them in a bathtub and wash them. But yeah, that real leather stuff, and to see a lot of it, the stuff can be made out of scrap. I had a guy in Memphis that used to make dog collars for thigh-high boots, and he did a lot of really, really pretty leather work. And he um, he says, what do you need? I said, I'll tell you what I need. I need dog collars. But I need dog collars big enough to go around a girl's leg, for her boots. Because the thigh-high boots would sag, the real leather ones, because you don't want to wear anything but leather on stage for your shoes, because your feet will die. You really need good leather shoes when you're dancing, even if it's strip dancing or it's tap dancing or ballet, whatever, you really need leather shoes. And the problem with the thigh-high boots is they'd fall down. And so you put dog collars on them and it holds them up. Do you really? Whoa. That is cool. I never heard you could size calves of boots for women. But yeah, you take a girl with ugly legs, put her in thigh-high boots, and she's hot as a firecracker. You know that? You used to get a lot of girls that, really? I can't believe it. That you used to get a lot of girls that had really ugly legs, and they knew it. And they're like, well, I don't know if I want to be a dancer because I just have really ugly legs. And you had to wear dresses back then all the time. And I said, get some thigh-high boots. That's all you need. And boy, you put them in a pair of thigh-high boots, and man, they look so good. And nobody ever sees their legs. But yeah, they'll fall down. The real leather ones, they'll fall down all the time. And they're a pain in the butt when you keep pulling them up on stage. So I had my leather guy making those dog collars, as many as I could get him to make. And at first he'd start with like two sets, and then he'd come in next time and have like 4 sets. And I'm like, just as many as you can make. And I pay him cash. Whatever he brought in, I just pay him cash. And he just couldn't make very many at a time. And I said, you can put stuff on them if you want. Otherwise, just the straight dog collars. And you gotta have two. He did a few wrist ones too, so that they would have matching ones, because some girls like the little wrist things. Costumes for dancers and movie stars, and he loved it. Really? Wow. Yeah, I've done wrestlers and bands and casino staff and security staff and all kinds of stuff. But wrestlers are the biggest pain in the butt. They are so particular. If you think a showgirl is picky, you ought to dress a wrestler. And then bands, they're problematic. I've dressed some big name bands and stuff, but they suck. They keep changing their mind. They want different stuff, and then they don't want to spend the money. When you tell them, okay, They say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want musical notes on here, and then. And then when you turn around and you give them a bid on it after you price it and everything, oh, I don't want to spend that much money. I think he does the stuff for wrestlers. Yeah, wrestlers are really picky, and you know they're real fancy. They want you to make it with lights in it, make it glow in the dark, and they want flames, and they want this, and they want that. They're real picky. So, um, you know, but they have money, and they will pay you for what they order. They like a lot of personalized work, you know, but the bands won't pay. God, you go round and round, and it's, I want this, and I want that, and I want this, and then when you know you discuss a lot of it, okay, you know that it'll probably be about this much, that, and it'll probably be this much, but I have to research it and see what the current rate is, you know, on the market for the fabrics and stuff. And then when you come back with a bid, they're like, oh my God, that's just so much money. It's like they want, you know, the freaking Dollar General prices. It's like, dude, I gotta make this stuff. They don't sell it. So yeah, it's just and then trying to catch them sober too is another problem. So yeah. So I dressed the Shirelles and they were really problematic. They're sweet, but they were problematic. Every time they come in town, they were dying to see me, be calling me day and night, complaining about their hotel, wanting to see if I could fix it for them. Hey, what's up? For Goldie Hawn? No, really? That's unreal. I remember laughing and all that. And Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn was a character. She, um, that guy she's married to now, they've been together for years. But, um, um, or they've been together for years and never got married. I can't remember how that goes. But, she did some funny, funny movies. She really did. And she was very believable. What a character. Her dad has been doing sewing costumes and clothing for her dad. Is that Goldie Hawn's dad? Are you saying that it's actually Goldie Hawn's dad that's doing the sewing? Goldie Hawn's got to be pretty old. I would say, I'm just guessing off the top of my head, she's probably about 75 or 77. Just guessing off the top of my head. I could be very wrong. Because she did some stuff way back there. She did Arthur, that movie Arthur. That was freaking funny. Her adopted dad. Goldie was married to Kurt Russell. I don't know if they actually married. I think they're not really married, but they just live together. I think I saw a big long special about that, how they never really actually got married, but they just lived together. I could be wrong. But I thought that was kind of weird, man, because they're a real cute couple. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and get married? Especially as long as they've been together. Holy hell. They've just been together for just forever. And I think they sold one of their houses at one point, a big house that they had. I can't remember if they sold it or not. I know it was on the market for a while. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's still with Kurt Russell. All these years later, yeah. Yeah. And he looks good. She looks terrible. She looks like too many really bad surgeries. But he just thinks she's adorable. I mean, you could tell he's so in love with her. But she's pretty funny back in the day. See, they was married back together. 1983, that's probably about right. Yeah, that's probably about right. But, and that's probably about the time that Arthur came out. It might have been in the 80s. It could have been in the 90s. I could be wrong. Goldie is adorable. I have heard she is really kind too. Yeah, the one I missed is at Doris Day. That was pitiful. She just rolled out. She had a real nice house up in Carmel and stuff. And then, of course, you know, Betty White left, but Betty White was a million years old, man. It was amazing. She's here all that time. My God. She's been around a long time. You know, who was it? Oh, Tony Bennett, 95 years old, buddy. Tony Bennett. But he can still sing. He's just screwed up all the other ways. And they're afraid to let him perform anymore because he's so frail, they're afraid he'd fall. Kurt had done some Elvis movies. You're kidding me. I didn't even know that. I didn't know. I didn't get to watch a lot of movies, though, in my lifetime because I always worked. Even though, I mean, I guess I probably could watch a movie, but I don't have much time to watch a movie. As I'm working every day. So, I just went to go get fuel. And I was going to go get a 6-pack of water. To put in my car. But, Tony is well preserved with booze and smoking. I don't know. But he's 95 years old. He's got Alzheimer's real bad. But he can sing. He can put on a whole concert by memory, everything, no problem. Just like normal. But he's messed up otherwise. He floats in and out. He's messed up. But if you get on the internet, you'll see some stuff he's been doing with the boy that named Elvis in the show. He did some stuff with Lady Gaga. Now I never paid attention to Lady Gaga. I do like her costumes through the years. They're really, you know, very stripper. But Chris Christopherson is not doing well. Oh, I bet. And he's been around for a bazillion years. He's my dad's favorite. And Easy Rider and all that other junk. But, yeah, if you go look on YouTube, you'll see some concerts that Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga have done together, and she's going into jazz. I don't know what else she did before, but she's gone into jazz, and she did some pretty cool stuff with Tony Bennett. She's got a bazillion damn tattoos. Oh, whoa. She was dressed pretty cool for a lot of the shows, but the tattoos, oof. But, she makes a real good jazz singer, though, just like Tony Bennett told her the first time he heard her. He said, "You're a jazz singer, baby." He said, "That's all you are." She didn't believe it, I guess, till she tried it. Ooh, thank you for the thumbs up. But, yeah, I was pretty impressed. I watched quite a bit of that in the last couple days, of that Tony Bennett and that Lady Gaga chick. But, yeah, he's been on for 2 bazillion years, hasn't he? Man. Forever. Another one of those talking singers. The one that could really sing, though, was Dino. That sucker could sing. You know, Sinatra and Bennett, they just kind of talked it. Just like that other guy that used to do Deo and all that stuff. I don't understand all the tattoos. It looks... Yeah, they look like... They're so bad they look like jailhouse tattoos. That's how bad they look. Like, hey man, give me a paper clip and some ink. But it just looked really icky. Except for just one, and the one that's on her arm is a trumpet that Tony Bennett drew, and she put it on her arm. It's an actual Tony Bennett artwork. Yep. So, but yeah. So, I don't know. These folks are blinding me over here. God, it's going to cost me $3 to drive to the corner and go get water. But at least got my roller skates. That's probably what I'll start doing. Just grab my backpack and use my roller skates. Album is Love for Sale. Yes, they have a whole concert on YouTube for the Love for Sale. Yeah, the one that looks like they drew all over them. Yeah, that's what she looks like. They aren't even good tattoos. I got a friend of mine who's a real good tattoo artist down in the Tampa area, Tyler Nolan. He's on YouTube too. And he does some outrageous tattoo work. I'm no big fan of tattoos, but if you're going to do it upright. That's what I say. Don't put some shit on there that when you get 100 years old, man, it's like sagging and turning green and looks like trash. Get some good artwork. Did you see it? Man, I've watched it in 2 parts. I watched part of it yesterday and part of it like 2 days before. And man, killer concert, dude. Killer concert. Yep, really killer. But, yeah, and then Tony Bennett and her did 2 albums. And, but, I mean, if they can't let him go to a concert, they can surely do the stuff in the house, because he's got piano in the house. And they showed how he could just go on for like an hour singing at his own house without music or anything. So the video of Tony and Lady Gaga in the recording studio. Oh no, they got a bunch of them on YouTube. A bunch of them in the recording studios. Oh yeah. And they are good. Because they got some on Tony Bennett's channel, and then they got some on Lady Gaga's channel. So, they've got a bunch of them. Yep. And they're pretty impressive. Now, he was singing with another girl, but she was crappy. And I wasn't real impressed with her. But when he was singing with Lady Gaga, that was really impressive. And then she'd get all dressed up for all these different songs that they were singing together. And it was really cool. Really, really cool in the studios. But he looked very comfortable with her. But if I didn't know better, I'd swear they were lovers. But now, you know, it's like his wife is like raising him now. He's really bad at home. Really, really bad. But, you know, he's also 95 years old. He's almost 100. You know? Most cars and furniture don't last that long, right? Okay, so I got a little over half tank. And I put $40 in my car. And I had some gas in it. But I thought, well, better put gas in every time I go to the gas station. Or anything. Just keep putting it in. So I just took a $100 bill and filled it. And then just keep putting gas in every day, a couple dollars at a time. Tony's official Facebook page. Oh yeah, I don't do Facebook. I really hate it. Yeah, Tony Bennett's got a YouTube channel, so does Lady Gaga. And those videos are just absolutely fabulous. Really, they are. My youngest daughter, she can't really sing. She loves to do it though. And she's done all kinds of videos, but let me tell you, when I heard Lady Gaga sing with Tony Bennett and doing all that jazz and stuff, my daughter could do that easy. She could do that easy. And it would be perfect for her. You know? And then we can call it singing, because that would be absolutely perfect for her to sing. Because she could do that. But no, don't mess up monetization. Sucker come up to me with a damn radio blaring. Texas. The tourists are here. My signal's dipping. It's dipping or it's uploading or something. Oh, this sucker got the music on next to me. Damn. I'm gonna take the turn before it kills my YouTube. Yeah. It's gonna be about 61 tonight, oddly enough. And then in a day or two, it's gonna be like in the 30s. I don't have a clue why. But it's gonna take a turn for about 3 days pretty bad. And it's been so nice the past week, finally. Because we were in the 30s for a couple weeks. It was just wretched. But anyway. It might have been uploading or something. I have always used Marvel Mystery Oil and Gasoline. That's really good for a frozen outboard, too. And it's really good for airplanes. I can't put a lot of additives in with this car. It'll get pissed off. And you can't do it with Cadillacs either. You have to be really careful what you put in there. Because the sensors go just stupid. They can't handle it. Especially your O2 sensors. And I have 4 on the Caddy. That I sold just about 2 years ago. Sold the first guy pulled up in a Bentley from Destin, Florida. That's right. Sure did. I don't like the newer Caddies. They bite. They never want to run right. 30 miles and all the damn Christmas tree lights start coming on. Every time. As soon as you get all fixed, then they do it again. Okay, it's $4.19 for gas over here at DeSitco. Holy Christ. Man. And I was choking on $4.15 over there. Down the street. Yeah, so I don't know, you guys. We're in bad shape now. I mean, it just keeps raising and raising, you know, in like a week. You know, if Biden would just reopen a damn pipeline, but I don't know how long it'll take to get it in operation again because it's been down. You know, I know a lot of people would sure like to go back to work. And people that really make gigantic money doing it. I mean, I do. I have that friend of mine, my friend Nola Tom, got forced into retirement and made so much money you couldn't believe it. And when they shut that down in the pandemic. Yep. $4.15 a gallon we were paying last month. Oh, Jesus. In Oregon? Really? Gosh. Well, I mean, in Florida is not the cheapest place of all. I mean, there are other states that are cheaper. You know, you get to Mississippi and Alabama and that, but and parts of Louisiana, but holy heck. You know, this is just nuts. And you're at what, 7 a gallon now? In Oregon? I mean, my brother was telling me it was 7 a gallon in California a month ago. He's like, well, I'm filling my tank up. It's like $150. But he has a brand new Cadillac Escalade. It's about a year old. Yep. And I was like, whoa. Messy, messy. Gosh. And you know, if you rent a U-Haul or a Penske with unlimited mileage, you go to U-Haul, they charge you by the mile. $5.10 for super. That's not much over us, though. What was it on the tank that I read? Because I read all 3 of them at the beginning of the blog. I thought it said $5.99 or something, but I could be wrong. But, yeah, so I don't know. We're in bad shape, you guys. Bad shape. I gotta run in here and I gotta get some water. I really need to change the lock on my office. I bought a deadbolt to put on there. I got to do a vlog about that too. Over 5 for ethanol free. Super. Do you have to use ethanol free? I used to use that in one of my Cadillacs. And it run real nice, but... Well, thank you so much. You too. I appreciate you coming by, man. And let me know how your surgery does, man. Don't be a stranger, eh? Because I know you're gonna do well, and that'll be a very good, profitable surgery for you. Check out the Black Dragon Biker TV. I sure will. I sure will. Much love to you. Thanks for coming by. I can't wait to see you again. Okay. I love you, everybody. I'm gonna go in here and get a 6-pack of water before it's $22 for a 6-pack. Right on, man. It will be. It will be. It will work out really well and will end up very profitable for you. I promise. I love you. Yeah, I know. We'll do a vlog about that again in a minute.